Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and I'm the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. This video is going to briefly discuss criminal law, criminal legal matters here in Thailand, how they arise and how they're dealt with by firms like ours with respect to, and this is going to be specifically from the standpoint of a foreign national who's accused of a crime here in Thailand. To be clear, I'm an American attorney. I'm not a Thai attorney. We have Thai attorneys here on staff. The Thai attorneys we utilize work with us in various capacities, from Thai attorneys who are here on our staff and to of-counsel attorneys to even bringing in specialized counsel in very specialized matters. Someone like me, again, not a Thai attorney. I simply provide facilitation for mostly our American clientele who are accused of a crime in Thailand or are dealing with a criminal matter in Thailand. The other thing to think about with respect to criminal matters in Thailand are issues relating to blacklisting with Thai immigration. For those who are interested in information about blacklisting in the context of criminal matters, I recommend checking out the blacklisting video on this channel. To be clear, Thai attorneys who deal with criminal matters tend to want to get down to the issue of practicing Thai law, which is not what I'm particularly set to deal with. I'm not a Thai attorney. Most of the time, what I end up doing is providing facilitation between the accused, the person in question, the client, and possibly the Thai attorney themselves, although most Thai attorneys have a fairly high degree of proficiency in the English language. Some have a lesser degree of proficiency, and in some cases, essentially sort of acting as a liaison or translation services are necessary in order for the client to fully understand the nuances and the full posture of the case and the charges that are being brought against them. In another aspect of sort of what I do with respect to those who have been accused of crimes here in Thailand is especially those who are incarcerated. Basically, such individuals find that having some sort of, some sort of communication, sort of a lifeline to their families outside of Thailand, and in some cases providing liaison services to the U.S. Embassy, and also, again, just oftentimes just being visited and provided with sort of some basic necessities that may not be as available. Oftentimes, many of our clients simply just would like to have fairly meager amounts of funds put on their account so that they can, sort of buy certain amenities while they're incarcerated here. The prison system allows people to have funds put on their account while they're incarcerated. Policies are going to vary depending on the prison and the institution and the location that person is incarcerated in here in Thailand. But yes, there are certain amenities that can, things like, it's very basic stuff oftentimes, but sometimes things like extra soap or extra milk or something like this can radically change, can radically change one's experience while being incarcerated, frankly. And again, providing sort of a communication pipeline to that individual's family or friends back in the United States can also be a significant benefit to a foreign national who has been incarcerated here in Thailand. To be clear, and I'm speaking specifically about the United States Embassy here. I'm an American, so many of my experiences are going to be tinted from an American sort of perspective. The United States Embassy here does dedicate resources and personnel to following up with those who are incarcerated here in the kingdom. So, and I strongly recommend that anyone watching this video avail themselves of such services if necessary. And please understand that those folks do a very, very competent professional job. That being said, sometimes clients and their families want an extra level of communication or follow-up with the client who's incarcerated, and in those circumstances, hiring a firm like ours is oftentimes beneficial. Again, the United States Embassy is not going to provide an attorney for someone who's been accused of a crime, so sussing out the best attorney or the most competent person for a given circumstances in a given set of case or any given case is going to be best done by someone who has a license to practice Thai law. In many situations, our attorneys on staff will say, well, there's certain parts of this that I can handle, but specialized litigation pertaining to this specific area, that's something that a specialized criminal defense attorney here in Thailand is going to be better at handling. And in those situations, a relationship, usually some sort of arrangement can be made so that a specialist can come in and deal with one specific aspect of a case, or it may be one specific, it may be the litigation phase of a case, as opposed to simply the bail hearings and the preliminary hearings and the motions. You may bring in a specific litigator to deal with specific aspects of a specific case. Again, that's all going to be case specific. And again, someone like me would simply provide sort of support services for the person who's incarcerated. So, what to take away from this is, if you have or are dealing with someone who's been accused of a crime in Thailand, it is extremely imperative that they receive Thai legal professional assistance as quickly as possible after they've been accused or arrested, because doing so it could possibly forestall unforeseen future problems by dealing with certain aspects of that case as quickly and in a timely manner as possible. So again, we strongly recommend that anyone who has been accused of a crime here in Thailand get professional advice as quickly as possible from a competent Thai attorney, and for sort of follow-on assistance if that individual is going to be incarcerated pending a trial, or is going to plead and is going to be incarcerated, pursuant to the provisions of their sentencing. Perhaps assistance of like a liaison Thai attorney and an American attorney who can basically, visit that individual and communicate that individual's wishes or instructions, or just simple communication. Mostly that's what it is. Simple communication. Just, I'm stuck in here. Hi, how are you doing? Basically the folks that are incarcerated, those kinds of very simple communications can have a significant positive impact, and assistance in such matters can be very beneficial across the board. So those interested in such services, we strongly recommend contacting a firm like ours or any other licensed legal professional here in Thailand who assists in criminal matters.